to Torran, their very first video.
Hi guys.
Well, besides the trailer.
Yeah.
Now you see the wicked side of me. I've had enough.
Well, this video is we're going to be basically talking about Venom. Well,
Woo!
as you guys know, the Venom video comes out next week.
This week.
To us, I mean, I don't know. To us, it's going to be next week or this week. It's supposed to come out
October 5th.
Well,
that's this Friday, actually.
Yeah, Saturday.
Friday.
Is it Friday?
Friday, yeah. So.
Or the Friday night.
Think.
Okay. Well, whatever.
Dumbass.
Well, fuck off. Well, we're going to be seeing.
Bitch.
Anyway, we're gonna see the movie probably on the 11th because of our scheduling and plans and stuff. So we're not gonna be seeing it on the 5th or 4th, whatever. I don't know when it comes out.
The 5th, this Friday.
Okay.
Get it right, God.
I don't know whichever day it comes out, but we're gonna go see it on the 11th. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna compare Venom to the comics, the cartoons. Well, we've seen him in a certain movie.
Spider-Man 3.
And what we expect to see. Okay, so we watched him. We actually just recently rewatched the Venom saga, which we might.
The 90s Spider-Man cartoon. My
Yes.
favorite. My personal favorite.
I will not promise a video on that because I'm not going to promise and never deliver. So, we did watch, like a review I'm talking about, but we did watch the Venom saga, the 1990s Spider-Man cartoon. And Venom's only appeared in a few cartoons. I know he appeared in the 1990s, he appeared in the Spectacular Spider-Man,
Yep.
and he appeared in Ultimate Spider-Man as Harry Osborn.
Really garbage bullshit.
And then the new Spider-Man animated series is on Disney XD now.
Which is actually also sucks.
That new car. I'm not trying to get people from hating us for that, but
but it really does suck. If you're a big fan of Spider-Man, okay, they get the villains wrong in almost every episode. Oh, would you like to see Venom? Oh, guess what? Spoiler alert. He becomes Flash Thompson first. Not Eddie Brock. That doesn't happen until season 2. Sorry about that, but it sucks. It's stupid. I do have to admit, the new book does look awesome, but they still fuck up a lot.
Eddie Brock's not even in Ultimate Spider-Man at all. It's literally it's Harry Osborn, and then it literally goes from Harry Osborn. It jumps literally straight to Flash Thompson.
Randomly, like, well, okay.
There's no Eddie Brock. I'm sorry.
Stupid.
I'm sorry, but the movie's about Eddie Brock, so that's what we're focusing on.
Yeah, thank God.
I've actually made it a point, which if you guys want me to, I can review all of the comics that Eddie Brock has been in. I mean, I started off with his first appearance, moving on all the way through Lethal Protector, going through Planet of Symbiotes. I don't know how far I'm going to go, but if you guys want me to, I can review those. But anyway, our point is we're going to try to compare, but the trailers look really good. I like how Eddie Brock looks.
I do too.
See, let's start off with saying it this way. What do you know about Eddie Brock? From the cartoons and the comics you've read, what do you know about him?
He's not a push around.
No.
He really never liked Peter that much when he first started.
No, he thought he idolized Spider-Man at one point.
Yeah.
He liked him. But, I mean, he idolized him for a little while, and then when the whole Sin Eater thing in the comics, I'm referring to the comics, the cartoons and other things do things a little differently. Well, with Eddie Brock, he was a journalist for the Daily Globe, and he was trying to become a great journalist, and the one thing that he did was he tried to get this perfect story, that way he can make his dad proud, who didn't really give two shits about him.
Nope.
His mom died of childbirth, so he really didn't have any family. Besides his dad. And I know in one comic he had a sister, but I'm not too sure if they ever used her again. It was like in the Dark Origins, wasn't it? It was like Venom Dark Origins. He had a sister.
Yeah.
But they never used her after that, though. At least I don't think.
It's been a while.
I could be wrong. Correct me if I am. But if you look at the comics, Eddie was a little mentally messed up. Like, he tried to do well with find justice through reporting, but he wanted to make a name for himself.
Yeah.
And at some point, Spider-Man kind of ruined that for him. I know I know a lot of people were saying that Spider-Man is a good guy, and he wouldn't purposely ruin his life, but the whole Sin Eater was kind of, what the hell are you doing?
Nothing. Just I've listened to you. Just keep talking, asshole. Damn. Do I have to stop and get a
No,
point?
he's moving his finger around.
Shut up. But just keep talking. Damn, you get off too easily.
Okay.
Continue.
Well, anyway. Anyway, Spider-Man kind of stopped that for him and ruined that shit for him. So the problem with Eddie is he's trying to protect innocence, basically, using the symbiote, and they work together. They're fully fused, and when he finally fixed his shit with Spider-Man at certain points. I know I'm jumping around for the comics, but there's so much to read. You're gonna have to just look up on Google Eddie Brock reading order, and it'll tell you exactly what to read. So I'm not gonna get into that, but I'm gonna tell the comic standpoint. Aaron's gonna tell the cartoon standpoint.
Because there is a lot of cartoons.
So I'm basically covering the comic standpoint. So basically, Eddie is supposed to, in the movie, he's supposed to be he's like an anti-hero, but he's trying to stop this corporation, which is the Life Foundation, from trying to use symbiotes, and he was trying to because they use human experimentation. And he tries to use human experimentation on these symbiotes, and Eddie's trying to, stop him as a reporter. But that really didn't happen in the comics. He was already Venom fighting against the Life Foundation at that point. But where I'm getting to is I'm hoping, what I'm expecting from the comics, at least in that aspect, I'm hoping that they keep the relationship between Eddie and the symbiote and make him an anti-hero that tries to fight for justice, basically, like for the innocent people. I hope they keep that and they don't really make him a bad guy, because he's not really a bad guy. He kills people. He's not really a bad guy. No. Okay. Now your turn from the cartoon standpoint.
Cartoons.
Where are you going to start off with?
Oh, God. Probably the 90s cartoon. At first they made him like as an asshole.
Yeah.
But he wasn't really an asshole in the comics, to be honest with you. He was more of a gentle kind of guy a little bit.
Yeah, he didn't really speak up.
Yeah, but in the comics he was more like, this is how I want to do shit. Basically, he was a dick. But then when you see him a lot, he always tried to outdo Peter all the time.
In the animated series, did Eddie Brock work for the Daily Bugle? But in the comics, he worked for the Daily Globe.
Yeah, it was the Daily Bugle.
In the cartoons.
Yeah. So
what do you like about that Venom?
I liked how when they first show Venom, how crazy he could get.
Yeah.
I love that until they introduced Carnage. Now that was when shit really went down.
We're talking about there's a 3-parter episode for Venom's there's a 3-parter for Venom's origins, and then there's later part where Carnage shows up.
Yeah.
This is the animated series we're talking about. So, what is your expectations coming from the cartoon that you want to see in the movie?
Oh my God, there's a lot. I can't wait to really see. I hope they show him eat people.
Really?
Yeah, because that would be awesome. Just him just standing there and that shit, like his mouth, you know how they had in the comics or cartoons. He had a mouth right here on his stomach.
Yeah.
His Venom, and it would open up and just swallow people.
Now, did they do that in the? No, they didn't do that in the cartoons.
No, they done that actually in some of the games.
Yeah, they did.
They done that in for the GameCube. They had a Spider-Man. I'm trying to remember, Spider-Man Unlimited game.
I think so.
That was for the GameCube, and you could play as Spider-Man or Venom.
Yeah.
It was show Venom eating people.
Well, I didn't really see Venom. The Spider-Man limited cartoon.
Yeah.
I didn't really see him in that because I didn't really watch very much of that cartoon. Now you've seen Spectacular Spider-Man.
Yeah.
They did have Eddie Brock in that one, but Eddie Brock started off as like one of Peter's really good friends, like
best friends. His parents knew Eddie's parents. They worked together, and they both end up dying. I don't think at the same time.
Yeah,
I think
I don't know, but they both. But I know that Eddie and Peter both worked for Kirk Connors.
Yeah, at that time.
In the lab.
And to be honest with you, whenever you see Eddie, you don't really think of him as smart.
Yeah. Well,
you see him mostly like he's just a buff guy that just likes training a lot.
And that one, he was more of a science aspect. He liked working in the lab. But he was more of a journalist in the comics in the original cartoon.
Yeah.
Well, what aspects from the cartoon would you want to see from the cartoon that you want to see in the actual Venom from the movie?
Oh my god. To be honest with you, I think we've already got it.
Like
his voice almost sounds like the cartoon in the 90s.
The look that he has is literally, I don't think it's from the comics.
It's more, to me, I think it's kind of mixed together. Like, the cartoons and comics came together to make Venom the movie.
Yeah, I mean, I like the fact, what I'm looking forward to is I want to see, you know Riot.
Yeah.
He's one of the symbiotes, but in the movie, apparently, it's Carlton Drake. That's the guy who leads the Life Foundation.
Oh, yeah.
He's the one who's going to be possessing the Riot symbiote, from what I understand.
Oh, okay.
I'm not really sure if that happened in the comics, because I didn't really get to Planet of the Symbiotes yet. I probably will finish reading all that before we go.
Yeah.
But I wonder how that fight's going to go.
Me too.
The comics really did really well, but the cartoons, I like how they do Venom there too. But, okay, now let's do this. We all know how Venom was done in Spider-Man 3. He basically looked like Spider-Man, but with a shark mouth. There was no buff, there was no big muscles. He wasn't big.
No, the guy that was playing Eddie Brock in Venom, he basically, when he talked for Venom, he was using his natural voice.
Yeah.
He didn't try to make it like Venom, like deep,
but I gotta say
also, that was a bad choice to pick for Eddie Brock.
Yeah, it was a bad choice.
The guy from that 70s show, Eric, really? You really had to pick him. He's so scrawny. He can't even hardly fly. He's so stupid.
I gotta say, the one thing though I really do like about how they pulled from Spider-Man 3 was the origin of how, Eddie Brock got the suit. How in the bell tower with the church.
That was like the comics.
Now, one thing that a lot of people don't understand that's from the comics and cartoons, in this new movie of Venom, Spider-Man's not in it. A lot of people think he will be, and no one knows. And the only ones who know are the ones who's either pre-seen it or, no one really knows until you actually see the whole thing. But he doesn't get the symbiote in the way that he did in the comics. He's not going to get it from Spider-Man first. So he may not get the Spider-Man symbol or the white spider symbol on his chest yet. He may not get that yet.
I think what they might they'll finally end up doing a movie where they'll show Spider-Man somehow. I'm just spitballing here, a theory. If they do have Venom and Spider-Man together in a movie, I'd have to say they would probably make it a way where Venom or the symbiote Eddie splits, and then the only person that's in the symbiote is Eddie thinks it's dead, or he thinks it's lost in the sewer or something. And then you'll randomly see Spider-Man fighting a villain or whatever, and then it just attach itself.
And then go a whole movie with Peter having it, and then when Peter separates from it, it goes back to Eddie.
Yeah, and then they'll have a fight.
Well, the thing is, if you gotta remember, they're making a trilogy of Venom. But the next Venom movie is supposed to be about him fighting Carnage, Cletus Cassidy.
Yeah.
But the thing is, though, isn't Carnage like a Spider-Man villain too?
Yeah, he is.
Well, the thing is, I wonder if they're going to put Tom Holland in that movie. I can see them putting Tom Holland in the next Carnage movie. Like if they make the second Venom movie have Carnage and both Spider-Man in it too.
Yeah.
But if they're going to do that, why don't they just make a movie of Maximum Carnage?
I don't know.
Well, if you think about it,
well, Sony Pictures is trying to do their separate thing with other.
Yeah, they're like, to wrap this up a little bit. I want them to do. I want to see Venom, and I want to see him done right because there's a lot of things they can't use Spider-Man in this movie.
Yeah.
My end credit scene that I want to see is Venom jumping from rooftop to rooftop, and maybe see Spider-Man in the background web sling, and then Venom kind of try it himself, and then the spider symbol appear, and that could be a good end credit scene, and him like hit web sling away. So, what do you expect to see in this movie? What do you want?
A lot of Easter eggs to the comics, or maybe the cartoon.
Yeah.
Of the late '90s, and and the way it looks like it's going to be action packed. So
should Spider-Man be referenced once?
Yes, I hope he is, but I don't know if they will be. He will be because he's not New York. He's in San Francisco or whatever.
Well, to wrap this up, I'm hoping it's going to be a good movie.
Yep,
I'm hoping they do good. They do well with the cartoons. We'll go more in deep detail with comparing it to the movie and to how well they did with the cartoons and comics. But we'll end this video here. This is just a pre-video.
Yeah.
But we got a lot more videos coming. This is Torran signing out.